I recorded this video before, and I think the quality of that recording can be summed up in this clip.
Why shut I'm going to hell.
So yeah, not only did the lighting suck, but after I did it, I was just like, it's just really not good. So we're gonna redo it. I'm in a different location, in my bed, about 2 feet away from my desk. But now, by the time I'm recording this now, I have used my pen. I'm going to be talking about the Boston Safety pen and the Committee of Safety ink. So by now, I've colored the picture and done it. Before, when I recorded that, I was just excited to use it and whatever, and I was just ranting and raving or whatever. So this is a fountain pen, and it is unique in that you can use India ink with it. You cannot use India ink with fountain pens normally. You have to use fountain pen safe ink, or you can use a dip pen with India ink, but not a fountain pen. So this pen, as you can see, the nib twists out and it is bathed in the ink when it's inside this here. So you have to open it upright and stuff. So very, very useful artist's tool, because you can use India ink with it, and who doesn't love that? And there are some waterproof fountain pen inks. I have platinum carbon black. However, this ink is also resistant to alcohol markers. Now, I tested it out on Canson mixed media paper with water and alcohol markers, and there was no smudging with either. None. There was a little bit, but it was because I didn't let it sit long enough. So with the water, there was only smudging in the thicker areas because I gave it less than 3 minutes to dry. So I have since used it with water, given it plenty of time to dry, and it's been completely fine. However, on this paper, and you will see, it did smudge with alcohol markers, and I'm confident that that's due to the paper. I'm using the Ohuhu sketchbook, so I think the paper and this ink just don't go super well together. But I did it anyways because, I had already lined it. I've already lined another piece with this as well that I'll have to color in with alcohol markers. So I'm not sure what I'm working on a drawing right now on render paper, which is another paper used for markers. That has no show through, and I'm gonna see if it smudges on that. So we will find out. I think it's kind of weird how it only smudges on that paper, but so you will see towards the end I mess up because I was angry, so I stayed up drawing until 2 a.m. and by that time that's when I put the words in the background and it messed up. I also spilled Copic marker ink, so I was trying to refill my marker and it spilled all over me, and that shit is so gross and it won't come off. And it was like freaking $3 worth of ink that I spilled. So it's funny because now that I have my Ohuhu markers, I don't really care about my Copics, and I think it should be the other way around, but I really wish Ohuhus were sold individually. I digress. Yes, so you'll see me paint over it with gesso, and that was not opaque enough, of course. So I did acrylic paint, and surprisingly my alcohol markers worked just fine over the acrylic paint, which I didn't think it would because of the shiny surface. I thought that the alcohol might beat up on top of it. Anyways, it doesn't really work well on top of plastics, so I figured it wouldn't work well on top of the acrylics. I forgot my own quote, and figured I sketched it wrong, No, you dumbass. You did not sketch it wrong. You sketched it right. And then it was just unfixable. So, I'm not happy about that. I think it would have looked better. I don't think that the words look super good to begin with. What's done is done. It is what it is. So, more about this pen and ink. I got it on a super good deal. I got both of these for about $58, and that includes shipping. Both of these. This retails for $55 regular price, and this retails, first of all, it's really hard to find this ink. I watched Nathan's video. This is a Noodler's ink. In case you're wondering, Nathan is like the owner, creator, the ink meister, whatever. He has made two or three videos about these. Well, about the pen, but also including this in one of them. He used to have different colors, but in his video he said that there were supplier issues. I believe that was 2 years ago. And when I found out about this ink just a little while ago, I'm looking around and I can barely find it anywhere. And I can only find it in black, none of the other colors. So I'm assuming that either the supplier issues for the ingredients for the ink have not been sorted out, or that it's just not a priority. So, I don't know. So it doesn't have alcohol, solvents, or gum arabic. It's a water-based ink. You cannot put petroleum-based inks in this pen. I was looking up petroleum-based inks because I couldn't think of any. I haven't heard of that, and most of the ones that were coming up were printer inks and like inks for stamp pads. So I think that's mostly like if you're making your own ink, be aware of that. So had a rough time filling it, and it's covered in ink, so I need to find a way to clean that off. It's a really, really interesting pen. The Flex, I love Flex fountain pens. I'm used to the Ahab is my favorite fountain pen. Definitely my favorite Noodler's fountain pen. And so I was kind of worried. This is a standard flex nib. So I was kind of worried that it wouldn't flex as much as I wanted it to, because I haven't tried one of the standard flex nibs and whatever. It's just fine for me, for my purposes. I like to use these flex fountain pens because you can carry them around, unlike dip pens. Well, you can carry dip pens around, it's just tedious. Like this, I can carry to work with me and pull it out and draw on my break and whatever. So it's more convenient than dip pens, and it has the flex. So I don't have to go over lines multiple times. If I was lining with microns, I'd have to go over again and go into like where lines meet and whatever. So it takes less time. It's more fun. Fountain pens are where it's at for artists, BB. So I would recommend this pen to people who like, waterproof drawings. And the other thing too is the Platinum Carbon Black is a good waterproof ink. It gunks up fountain pens. I have an Ahab dedicated to Platinum Carbon Black, and I am so glad I do. Because it is, like, part of it is just because I'm not good with maintenance. So, that aside, however, it's still, is harsh on your pen. It's not, even with me being a slacker, it hasn't ruined my pen. I just dedicated one to it so I didn't have to worry about, like, a little bit of residue changing any of my colored inks. So, this is called the 1774 Massachusetts Committee of Safety in Patriot's Gunpowder. I have a 4.5 ounce bottle, and I got it off of penchalet.com. I'll probably link it. That's where I got this ink that's hard to find. I saw it one other place as well. These you can get pretty much a lot, well, not any, but a lot of, like, Goulet Pens has it. I don't want to talk too much about the writing. Obviously, it is written in a different alphabet, and that's all I'm going to say. hope you enjoyed the drawing. I hope your ears aren't bleeding, and if they are, don't sue me, please. I will leave the links for the things I mentioned below, and I hereby vow to release less shitty content. And actually, I don't. You're stuck with this. Bye.